What's up, WordPress Warriors? It's Patrick Gallagher here. It is Friday, August 28th. Hope you're all doing well. Lots to cover in this video, so let's just chop it up. If you haven't yet seen the Future of Grid Pane post on our website, please do go and check it out. It's a bit of a lengthy read, but there's a lot of things that we cover in there. The first thing is just the state of development, where we are with things, and my apology to all of you for the things that have taken way too long, in particular the API, things like OLS, all the things that we promised when we did the LTD last year, okay, and all of the things that you've been very, very patient for. I'm sorry, flat out, I was not able to adequately assess what it was going to take for us to build all of the things that we needed to build in order to build the things that we actually said we were going to build. Okay, and so we've got some details in there about that. The second thing that we cover in this post is this new agency plan. It's not yet on the website. You may have seen a couple of posts in the Facebook group. I think I teased it out a little bit in the last email that I sent to all the users. Agency is basically a lot of the things in enterprise, namely white label, at about half the price. And we're running a pilot program for that right now. If that's something that you're interested in, if you're interested in going much, much further down the rabbit hole with us and investing in this platform and investing in your future in this platform, reach out to Carrie at gridpane.com. She will get you a PDF with all the details, and then you can get on my calendar if you want to talk about it and see if it's the right fit for you. Third thing is there's been some rumblings in our group and in other groups about how we're going to effectively just abandon all of our plans. We're going to leave developer LTDs out in the cold. We're going to abandon the API. We're going to neuter everything, and basically we're going to become AppSumo and just fuck everybody over. And that's just daft. As I point out in this post, the whole integrity reputation thing, it's pretty important to me. And so everybody knows where we are. You can just come and find me and talk to me directly. And if you want, you can run around in groups and speculate as to what I'm going to do, or you can just listen to exactly what I say I'm going to do, and then you can watch us do it, because that's how it's going to work. We're going to tell people what we're going to do, and then we're going to do it, and then you're going to see that we did it. Okay? And so speculate all you want, or just stay tuned. And be delighted, because ultimately I think every single person who got an LTD, and I hear it every single day when I talk to a lot of those people, are now signing up for agency. Those people say some version of, this is the single best investment I've ever made in hosting or in my entire business, and that's what we're trying to do. That's how we're trying to show up. And so there's people who have never tried us, never seen anything about us, and they go, oh my God, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That's got to be the biggest ripoff ever. And I cannot wait for 5 years from now when they're going, holy shit, that was the dumbest thing ever, that I missed out on that. And so that's what we get to do. We get to just keep showing up and adding value and building the right tools for the right people. And it's a lot of fun, and we're grateful for being able to do that. Speaking of the right people for the right job, having the right tools, you should also check out this blog post. It's a case study that we detail how one of our clients went from 0 traffic to 6,000 concurrent users and 150 checkouts like concurrently, which is just a massive sledgehammer to the face worth of traffic. Ultimately, their client ended up doing over $500,000 in like 3 days. It's impressive how the team came together. And so it's kind of a fun read if you want to check that out. In that post, I talked about this book, Raising Dragons. If you've got young ones, say a 4 and 6-year-old that fight all the time, this might, stanch the flames for a few minutes. But yeah, I mentioned it in the other post, and it's pretty good. It's solid. Our 14-year-old doesn't really care for it. But yeah, let's talk about features. So I'm going to cover a bunch of things right now that are all coming in 5 weeks. Okay, I'm terrible at timelines, but I can tell you, like, balls to bones, within 5 weeks exactly, these things are going to come out. Okay, so if you're on developer, particularly on the beta, you will see that you can build new servers with OLS. Okay, OLS will be ready in 5 weeks, 35 days from now, mark my words. you'll be able to build OLS. And also, if you're not part of the beta, you may have seen this, you may not have seen this. We're going to, again, in that approximate 5-week range, this will be available to all developer users as well. The option to build either Percona 8, which is MySQL 8, or MariaDB 10.5, which is MySQL 5.7. So both of them have their sort of unique upsides and unique downsides. Certainly worthwhile if you're on developer, if you've got a plugin that's conflicting with, the way that MySQL 8 works. Now you'll have the option. Well, then you'll have the option to build out a MySQL 5.7 box in the form of MariaDB 10.5. But really, the big exciting news, I think, for a lot of people is going to be when OLS finally becomes available. We put a lot of work into that. It will be in the beta when we drop it 5 weeks from now. But yeah, it's exciting. Just yet another option for, an interesting thing there is that brings in HD access rewrites and all that cool stuff. So yeah, please stay patient with us. Give us about another 35 days and that'll be available. I've been speaking with the Stack review team. Yeah, they're thinking 5 weeks. So other things that you'll see is inside sites themselves, this PHP tabs. All of your PHP INI settings, all of your PHP FPM settings, that's all in the UI now. So we've had these things accessible via CLI for a long time. We've got tons of knowledge base articles for it. If you have used those things to make customizations at the server level, I highly recommend doing this sync PHP settings. That'll basically reset the UI here to be in line with exactly what's going on in the box level. So what you see here is exactly what's there. So not a bad idea to hit that button when you are able to 5 weeks from now. Sync things up and then you can make adjustments. If you don't know what you're doing here, don't touch these things, okay? In this 5K case study, I talk about how we got on the client's box after they vertically scaled it. We switched to static workers. We bumped the PHP workers up to 50, which would cost something like $5,000 at, reputable managed WordPress providers. Those are all things that you can now do directly through the UI here. Switch to static, switch the number of workers. Pretty cool. But again, if you don't know what you're doing with these things, don't change these things. Our defaults are very, very good for the vast majority of websites out there. However, if you say have like 6,000 concurrent users reading a book excerpt all at the same time, well, that Nginx can handle that no problem. If you have 150 people trying to check out and buy a book at the exact same time, you might want to know how to make these changes and you might want to understand the reason why on those things. So hopefully you're all doing well. Hopefully you're excited about these changes here. Lots of little bug fixes as well that are going to go into the obviously the roadmap and the updates to the roadmap. And yeah, so stay patient with us. All of you at developer will be able to do the OLS hotness in, again, approximately 5 weeks. So stay safe. Thanks for your time. You know where to find us. If you have questions, if you want to mix it up with us, definitely just reach out to us. Yeah. So cheers.